Let's review from our previous lessons. Take a moment to jot down these answers on a piece of paper. Pause the video, and then we'll go over them. An algorithm is a sequence of planned steps. The agent destroy block will destroy in a set direction. You can set that to be forwards, backwards, left, or right. Sequencing is the programmed algorithm. And loops will help you repeat a section of code without having to code it over and over again. This makes it easier to debug as well. Minecraft Education Edition. Coding Fundamentals. Lesson 3 is the Polar Bear Rescue. Today we will use the coding concepts of loops and conditionals to complete tasks. We will of course test and debug our code and embrace a coding mindset. There are some important things for us to understand before we begin playing. Let's review some concepts first. A loop is a structure that repeats a set of instructions, also known as algorithms, until it is told to stop. Remember, we can set this to repeat a certain number of times. A conditional is a statement that tells a program to do different actions depending on whether a condition is true or false. We have two new coding blocks that we will talk about and use today. The first is a while. This will repeat the code if a defined condition is met. For example, we could have our agent walk forward as long as there is no block in front of it. So as long as that condition is true, it'll keep walking straight. Our other block is the agent detect. This block will detect if there is a block next to the agent in a defined direction. So in this red one, it says agent detect block forward. So it detects whether or not there's a block in front of that agent. And now for our goal for the day. We are in the Arctic to investigate reports of a baby polar bear that has been separated from its family. Rising glacial temperatures are causing more and more of the Arctic to melt away, causing the life of the polar bear to be much more difficult due to the lack of ice to live on and dwindling food supplies. This is our spawn point, the location where we begin gameplay. Notice Dr. Barwin. Here's our message from Dr. Barwin. Notice that there is a slider bar on the right-hand side. For these longer messages, you'll need to slide the bar down to read the rest of the message. Remember, if you need help, you can always use the immersive reader option to have the message read to you. When you're ready to move on, click the I'm Ready button. We are on a mission to find a lost polar bear cub. These paw prints are in the same direction as an avalanche. We need to program the agent to dig a path without knowing how far the avalanche goes. Dr. Barwin says, look at those tracks. They seem to lead right into that avalanche. We'll need to get through the snow if we want to find the bear cub. Remember to press C on your keyboard to open the code builder. If you're using a touch screen, you're looking for the robot at the top of the screen. Remember, we always want to read our coding tasks that is up on the top of the code builder. Be sure to make it full screen if you need a little more room to see everything. We want to use the make code blocks from our toolbox. You will drag and drop these into the coding canvas. Pause and think about what blocks we need. What order should they be in? And plan out your pseudocode on your piece of paper. Once complete, go ahead and put the code into place. When you're done, press the green start arrow to test your code. Remember to run your code, you press that comment bubble at the top of your screen if you're using a touch screen. If you're on the keyboard, you press the T. If you have successfully completed the code, you will see the activity complete message, and you will then head through the avalanche to keep searching for the polar bear cub. If not, work on debugging your code and try again. Your second coding activity will be to follow the paw prints towards the chasm. We will need to build a bridge in order to cross over. Remember to press C to launch your code builder or press the robot at the top of your screen. While loops. What it means. While the agent is doing something, another command will occur. Let's think about it. Think of it as while you are walking along the beach, you are ... detecting if you see seashells. What is the agent trying to detect in this algorithm? Pause the video and jot your answer on your paper. The agent is trying to detect whether there are seashells or not. Now think about how this applies for our bridge. If there is no block in front of the agent needs to put down a new block. Hopefully you have some ideas for your while loop in order to create your bridge. Once you've created your code, be sure to test it. If it doesn't work right the first time, remember, work on debugging it and try again and repeat the process. Feel free to reach out to classmates and work collaboratively on this challenge. Now that we have found the cub, we need to program the agent to build a tower to climb so that they might have a better chance to look for the cub's family. Let's build the tower first. Dr. Berwin says, where do we go from here? Maybe if we had a little height, we could see over all this ice. Build a tower that'll let you see over the wall. Remember to press Save for your code builder or the robot icon at the top of your touch screen. Test your code, debug, and test again until you are successful. Now that we've built the tower, we need to program the agent to put the ladder in so they can climb the tower. Remember to press Save for your code builder or the robot icon at the top of your touch screen. Test your code, debug, and test again until you are successful. Take a look at the image as it provides some clues for this bonus activity. The agent needs to fill in the cracks so the bears can cross safely. Use oak planks to connect the ice blocks to reunite the polar bear family. Let's review. Today we used the coding concepts of loops and conditionals to complete tasks. We tested and debugged our code and embraced a coding mindset of trying and trying again. Take a moment to answer the reflection questions. What does the agent detect block do? What is a conditional? What is it called when we repeat code over and over? True or false? Can the agent hold its own inventory?